Tintien Henry Shinkula. Got there laying some bricks. Recently, some of my videos have been like stories, and this one's going to be like another story. First off, I saw this morning on my TV there was some kind of a government warning that it's going to be super hot, like 40 degrees Celsius. And oh my God, I don't doubt that it's like 40 degrees Celsius right now. Okay, but let me get into this story. When I was about 20 years old, I had a friend that liked to brag about his sexual prowess or sexual activity. I remember one time specifically, he said something about, some girl doing something to him with her mouth, and then while she was doing that, he farted. I think he told me that story several times, and I thought it was disgusting the first time he told me the story. But I think he did tell me several times the same stupid freaking story. So I've never been one of those guys that goes around talking about your sexual activities with women. I've never been that guy. This guy was. I mean, he turned out, he's a super nice guy now. He has a successful business. I don't know, about his personal life all that much, but I think he's a good guy. Anyway, I've seen these, you go to the bar and they're trying to promote a beer. So what they do is they put some girls in skimpy outfits under the name of the beer. They got costumes with the name of the beer on them. It's pretty common, actually. I've seen it quite a bit. So, if he went out with me, if my buddy there went out with me one night and we were drinking, I remember this one time with him that I went out drinking with him. Excuse me for a second here while I take a little bit of the sweat off. This one time I went out with him, and he had just been paid some big money, and he ordered 52 B-52s. Okay, awesome. But anyway, it wasn't common in Canada to have these girls that are in skimpy outfits and selling beer. It is common here in Asia in several places. So let's say, his younger self was here with me. We went out to a bar. I'm making this part up, of course. So let's just say, if my buddy came over sometime, when in his younger days, where he was always talking about his sexual escapades. Let's say he came over to visit me here in China. We went to a bar, and I'm just making this part up right now, but let's say he ended up, can you even see me? It's so sunny, oh my God. Let's say he ended up with one of these girls in these skimpy outfits selling beer. And he had a night fling with her. Let's say he had a one-night stand with the girl dressed in skimpy clothes, trying to sell beer. The skimpy clothes are provided by the beer company and has the beer name all over it. And I mean, even girls that are not that attractive, when they put those beer outfits on, they do look kind of enticing. I don't know what it is about it. It's maybe the flashy colors or whatever, but anyway. let's just say that happened. You know, that he had a one-night stand with one of these girls selling beers. I don't doubt for a second that the next day when he was bragging about having a one-night stand with this girl from the, you know, with a skimpy beer outfit on, that he would call her Beer Girl. You know, I don't doubt that. But even this dickwad, you know, I'm going to say dickwad. He's not a dickwad anymore, but I think back then he was. If you're going to say you farted in some girl's face while she's giving you some pleasure, that's a real dickwad. Anyway, yeah, I think he might have done that for, you know, a one-night stand or whatever. But now, let's come to today, or actually maybe 10 years ago, with Sideburns ZA. Here's a guy that met that girl. He met the girl wearing the skimpy outfit, with the beer logo on it. You know, and it's intended to entice you to buy the beer. So the outfit is made in such a way to be sexy. Okay, he went out. He had the one-night stand with her. But then they got together for years. Actually, for years. They even lived together. And he continued to call her Beer Girl. This is a guy whose Twitter feed is littered with Asian women being beaten. And every time he posts a video like that, he says, you're going to have to forgive me if I get this quote wrong, to be a Chinese woman or child means to suffer no protection from, what does he say? Society? Is to suffer no protection from society, or, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it says, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Because what he says, even though I understand what he's trying to say, the English is incorrect. Why would you need to suffer, you know, from no protection from society? That doesn't make any sense. You need to be protected from society? I forget the last one he says. But anyway, like I said, this is going to be a quick story. But his English is totally effed, which is no wonder why he got fired from the draft school. Yes, Sideburns ZA, we know about that. We know you got fired from the draft school. Teaching children. You couldn't even do that. I like to think it's because of bad English. But who knows with you. But anyway, this guy went on to marry the woman that for years he called Beer Girl. I think he's beyond dickwad at this point. You know, is he trying to pretend with his Twitter now that he cares about women? Asian women? I mean, that is just ridiculous, okay? Any person that is going to get together with somebody for years, can't even call them by their name, instead calls them Beer Girl, that person doesn't give a rat's ass about Asian women. He is part of the problem, not part of the solution. Come on, wake up. And by the way, he ended up marrying her. And you know, the day they got married, they got together on some boat in Hong Kong. And in the video of their wedding ceremony or their wedding celebration, in that video, he calls her Beer Wife. He's just lucky that I wasn't her father. I'll tell you that right now. Because if I caught wind, if I was her father and I caught wind that he called her beer girl for a couple of years, and then on the day of their wedding, he called her beer wife, I would have taken his freaking head off. I'm not kidding. So I don't know how that, I mean, even if somebody just told me that was going on, I wouldn't even have to hear it out of his own mouth. If other people told me that was going on, that guy would be headless. And then now, on his Twitter, to go on about, being some kind of a societal savior for women in Asia. Come on, wake up, people. This guy's beyond dickwad. So to the people that watch his videos, his simps, all the people that are subscribers of this dickwad, you explain to me. Would you do that? Would you meet a woman, have a one-night stand with her? Okay. Next day, call her beer girl. That's fine. But then you stick around with her for a couple of years, you live together, and then later marry her. Would you call her beer wife and then go on Twitter and say that you're some kind of a savior of Asian women? I don't know how people buy this shit. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.